Vanessa Nelson from the MMS News, looking for the top 10 reasons to come to Hull. Mr. Lemnios, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed. If someone asked you, what are the points of interest in Hull, where would you send them?
Well, first of all, Vanessa, thank you very much for having me on your show. I really look forward to the interview today. I think some of the best points of interest in town range from Pemberton Point, out at the end of town where we have a beautiful windmill, as well as a great place to read a paper or have a hamburger. Fort Revere, a lot of historical interest in the fort in Hull Village. And as you kind of work your way back down the town, I think it's great to go to the carousel and go to the beach and see all the people enjoying themselves. So there's really something for everybody here in this town. It's just a great place to visit, and those are my interests, but I'm sure that you could fill up a laundry list with points of interest here in this town because it's that interesting and the history is fabulous here.
Mr. Zaya, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed. If someone asked you, what are the points of interest in Hull, where would you send them?
There are so many places to send them that I'd have to think about that for a minute. First would be, I guess the first place would be to the top of Fort Revere and Fort Independence so they can get a view of the magnificent coastline and Hull's position in the geography of the South Shore. That would be the first place. And then I would have them go to Sunset Point to realize that there is another peninsula within our peninsula that is almost a separate little country in itself. And then I would send them to a place that I call the Hidden Gem, and that's the Rockaway Annex area along the Ware River, that when people go there, they almost are surprised that this is Hull because it looks like Tennessee and Virginia and rivers in the middle of the country. They're beautiful. And then, of course, there's the beach. But I think people automatically think of the beach and not all the other beautiful vistas that we have here in Hull.
Mr. Kellum, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed. If someone asked you, what are the points of interest in Hull, where would you send them?
Well, I think I would send them to the carousel. We have one of the oldest carousels in America, and we've been fixing it up so that when all the fixing is done, it'll be the best carousel in America. And we have a beautiful beach. We have a 3-mile-long beach with great sand and great people using the beach, and you can get an ice cream or whatever you want to do there. You can have a little cookout on the beach. So it's really, it's a great place to be.
What or where is your favorite place in Hull?
That's a hard question to answer. There's so many fun places in Hull, but I think related to the question that you asked me, I would say Fort Revere up on Telegraph Hill, because there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of interesting stuff that happened there in the past that you can learn about, and there are places that you can see where soldiers used to live and how they used to try to defend Boston when it was there during wartime, that if the United States were ever at war, Hull played a real role in that. But really one of the best things that's still there is the water tower. You can climb up to the top. I'm not sure how many steps there are, but there's a lot of them. And you can have a great view all around. You can see the rest of Hull. You can see right straight into Boston. And most importantly, you can see out into the lighthouses and into the harbor. So if I were to have to pick one place, which is hard to do, I would pick Fort Revere.
After interviewing Mr. Harridan, Mr. Zaya, Mr. Kellum, and Mr. Lemnios, I've come to a conclusion with the top 10 reasons to come to Hull. Starting with number 10, the beach. You can put your toes in the Atlantic Ocean and ride the waves. Number 9, breathtaking views everywhere. Number 8, you can enjoy a picnic on Sunset Point. Number 7, visit all the yummy restaurants. Number 6, being able to read a book on the beach and smell the fresh salt air. Number 5, you can go to the Life-Saving Museum, where there are hands-on activities for kids. Number 4, going to the boardwalk. Number 3, seeing Boston Harbor and Boston Light. Number 2, enjoying a ride on the carousel. And the number 1 reason to come to Hull, Massachusetts is Fort Revere. This has been Vanessa Nelson from the MMS News. Thank you and good night.